So here we have a 1970 Cb750. This coil right here, it's kind of, it's a little dark in contrast, but it's a Dodge Stratus coil that I got, and it's 2-to-1. It's still a wasted spark system, but it's 2-to-1. And I have it wired up here. Not too good of a job, but I'm working on the actual seat now. But under the seat, I just actually taped some cardboard together, cut it along the lines of that, and I want to have the key kind of sticking out the back like this, kind of like that. So you just stick the key in and go. I'm using a relay for starting it right now. Just push that and it starts. Taking this off. Right here is a little Walmart battery that I used. Probably, I think it was $40 with a cord charge, so I need to bring in an old battery, and there's my $9 back, so it came out to be like 31 bucks. I had to basically rewire everything because I owned on the wiring system. You know, you have the relay, you have, actually not a relay, you have your regulator, volt regulator right here. It's all on this metal bracket actually that I just bolted on to the frame. You have your voltage regulator, or voltage, I forgot what that's called, but I'm sure you guys know. And then I have my solenoid right there, and that's about it. I mean, it's still taken apart. I had to get a few parts off other cars like this coil pack right here, and I had to wire it into my system. But what I did before, I was using the MG coil pack, and it turned out that I didn't have this very important piece right here, and that is a ballast resistor. And what that does is just drop the voltage from the battery, 12 volts, down to about 6 volts. So that's what I'm going to use there. And on this, I don't know if you can see, but under here there's an oil leak, and it's all leaking onto this. And I'm hoping it's just the gasket around here, so I'll probably pull this off, put a new gasket on. This right here is my little battery holder. I just bolted on actually this garage door bracket right there. There's an extra one. I just cut it at a hockey stick kind of look, and then kind of welded on this little bracket right here, and it kind of goes under the whole battery, and then it's a zip tied right there for now until I weld on a bracket right here. So that's basically the bike. I mean, it's all taken apart. It's on this side. Zoom out. And then what I did here is I made my own intake manifold out of basically the piping that went onto this exhaust part right here. This piping's cut short because it's an exact fit to these right here. And what I did with that is I cut it up and I welded it onto this exhaust tube from my Mercedes 240D. I just cut the extra tubing off, made that as the main chamber, and then what I did here was just weld it on, and then I cut that exhaust part up from the Cb750, cut it there, and there, and tacked them on, put them in place, tacked them on so I get a perfect fit, and then they just bolt right on with some radiator tubing right here. This right here is an Su Carb.
Such a great feeling for Beaver Corporation and family for night.
This is my Su Carb that I use. I found it for $40 actually. I mean, this thing was in horrible condition when I got it, but I found it for $40. You can see here it's just bolted on right here. I mean welded on. I made that little flange out of this exhaust pipe right here. I just cut it in half, the excess, hammered it out, and then after I hammered it out, it kind of got really flat, and I used a jigsaw and cut the outline of this carb all the way around. I actually traced it first, then cut it, and then I welded it on, and because it's such a small gauge metal, it was actually really hard to weld without kind of melting into the other side. But I cut out a little gasket and it worked. I mean, this carb was disgusting when I got it. I basically took everything apart, sandblasted it. It looks like almost brand new. I mean, all of this, and then I put it all back together. But I mean, everything works. Here's the choke right here. That works perfect. I mean, this slams really nice. Yeah.
Boot World is San Diego's home of sheepskin, and I'm here to tell you why. This is Ed Stone, president of Boot World.
And that's about it. It took me a long time to put all this together. I mean, probably around a couple months, because everything had to be fabricated by hand, including this, you know, frame, some of this frame part as well. Yeah, that's about it. I'll solder up some more wires and get it started here pretty soon, hopefully. And yep, that's about it.